I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but as I'm speaking, my husband is walking into Michael's right now to go buy yarn for me, and I gave him these very detailed instructions. Go buy yarn.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
So I have zero clue what he's going to come back with, but here's the kicker. Before he hands me all of that delicious, squishy yarn, he's going to remove all of the labels so that as I'm testing this yarn, I am going to have no clue which yarn brand it is, what weight it is, what fiber it is. So after I test all of this yarn, he's going to hand me an envelope with the results, with all of the information. So it'll be interesting to see if not having that information, if that swayed my opinion of the yarn in any way, shape, or form. So this is gonna be fun. So let's just see what he brings back.
So Elise said, go buy yarn. Of course, I have no idea what I'm doing. Fortunately, it's buy one, get one free. So I guess I'll get 10. That way I'm only paying for 5. But literally, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm gonna get as many different types as possible. I'm around her enough to know some of these brands. I've seen these in the house. So I'm gonna get some that the brands that I know. I'm gonna get some brands that I've not heard of just to see. And then of course I'm gonna keep them all a secret and take the labels, and that way she only gets the yarn without the label. So let's see what we find here. So this one's awful. She would never pick this one. So I'm gonna grab a couple ones like this that are just something she would never ever pick just for fun. So I thought about getting this scrubby yarn, but I know how much she hates it, so I'm not gonna do that to her. This is a step too far. She's probably gonna fuss at me and say I took too long because I'm like a man in a grocery store. I'm just distracted by everything. Okay, I've got the yarn. Let's see what happens next.
That bag looks pretty full. Oh boy, he's hiding it from me.
You can't see this.
Okay, all right. I'm excited. This should be fun. I wish I could take credit for the idea for this video. It's from Hannah Schumacher 7034. She gave me this idea from one of the comments on another one of my YouTube videos. She wrote, I'd like to see you do a blind challenge. Have someone get you different yarns of different weights and materials, give them to you with no labels, and have you test them and rank them, then find out which is which. The minute I read this comment, I knew that I was going to make this video because it's a genius idea, and thank you, Hannah, so much for the suggestion. And just so you know, I love getting video suggestions from you all, so keep them coming. So here it is, my big bag of yarn, and the first thing we're going to do is just see what we're working with. Okay, these are different. My husband definitely chose some unique yarns. And as I was looking through them, I only think that possibly I recognized a couple of them and thought, maybe I know what brand they are, but then without the labels, it's actually questioning my sanity. I feel like maybe I don't know what these are. So let's put these babies to the test, and then we're going to rank them from worst to best, and then, and only then, will we find out what each one of these yarns actually is. For this test, I'm going to be using my Furls crochet hooks because they're scrumptious and I love any excuse to use them. And they just sent me their brand new Furls Fjord hooks. But what's even better is that they are giving away 3 of these brand new hooks to one of you. You're going to find the Google form to enter the giveaway in the description box below, and then you will have until September 27th, 2024 to enter the giveaway, and then on September 28th, I will announce the winner. But let's get started. So we're gonna start with this gorgeous skein of yarn. I just love these neutrals, these grays. It feels like it might have a little bit of wool in it. It's absolutely beautiful, and that's a very large skein of yarn here. So I'm going to use the 5mm hook here and just try this out. This feels nice in my hands. I like this one. My husband did a good job with this one. It's not splitty. I could imagine using this for like a blanket, or honestly, you could even use this for a garment. We're starting off strong. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of stitch definition, but that's okay. Not everything has to have that. Sometimes you want that softer look. Now, I will say you don't see a lot of these color gradients going on here, these different colors. They're kind of all blending together, but that's okay. It's still, you can see it a little bit here, but it's very subtle. When I first started crocheting, I wanted to learn all of the fundamentals. I didn't want to just learn how to make one project. I wanted to be able to make anything I could dream of. And that's why way back in 2016, I joined Craftsy, which is an online community for like-minded creators where you will find endless inspiration and be able to take your new favorite hobby to the next level. Craftsy has more than 2,000 creative classes for makers of all skill levels with step-by-step instructions in more than 20 categories like crocheting, knitting, sewing, quilting, and so many more. I have taken so many different classes with Craftsy, but the one that I'm currently taking is Know Your Yarn. Choose the perfect yarn every time by Clara Parks. In this class, I am learning so much about the advantages and disadvantages of animal fibers like wool and alpaca, but I'm also learning about the properties of plant fibers like cotton and bamboo. And I'm even learning about the benefits and challenges of synthetic fibers like acrylic and polyester. Learning all about yarn has helped me to understand why choosing the right yarn for the project is so important. And if you don't know, Clara Parks is one of the world's leading experts about yarns. I have 2 of her books and they proudly sit on my shelves and I refer back to them on a regular basis. But what's even better is that the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box will get a full year of premium Craftsy membership for only $1.49. Thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring today's video. This is one of the yarns that I'm looking at and thinking, is this the impeccable yarn? I'm kind of curious right now because I've used that yarn in the past and it's just kind of giving me that vibe right now, but it feels really nice. I liked that yarn as well. In the past, it was, I'm pretty sure it was 100% acrylic. It looks like a worsted weight yarn. So let's just see what we can do here. And I'm going to use this 5.5 millimeter. This is the metal hook. Yeah, this is definitely 100% acrylic. And now that I've said that, I'm doubting that I actually know what I'm talking about. So maybe it's not, but I do think it is. This feels like acrylic. It feels pretty nice. I mean, it's working beautifully with this metal hook. I mean, it's just gliding through. It's gorgeous. And I think this feels like a mid-level acrylic yarn. Nothing extraordinary, but nice. You know, probably a very versatile yarn. It definitely has nice stitch definition. It feels pretty good in my hands. So there's a lot to like about it. And my guess is that this is the impeccable yarn, but we will find out. Okay, so we're going for some color for this next test. And this one is such a pretty color. I love this. And these little flecks of yellow and white, it looks like confetti. I could see that being the name of this yarn, although I have zero clue what yarn this is. It does feel like, maybe it's got some cotton in it. Maybe a cotton blend with acrylic or polyester or something interesting. And I'm just gonna use a 4 millimeter. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Here's one thing that I'm noticing right away. This is splitty. Oh boy. You see it has all of these individual strands spun together, which looks really pretty, but that can make it a little bit difficult to work with. It might take some time to get used to. As I'm working with it, I'm feeling a little more confident. The yarn actually feels pretty nice in my hands. It's soft. I really like that. And I love these little, what I'm calling little sprinkles in here. This is so cute. And I wasn't sure how much they would show up when you are working with this, but boy, they really do just pop out. You can kind of see that I've gotten used to the yarn already and it's not splitting as much. It just takes a couple of minutes to sort of get your groove. It's really soft, and those colors, oh my goodness. I'm a pink gal, I love pink, and I love these little flecks. Oh, look at that. How fun. This also has some pretty decent stitch definition, and then you've got the yellows and some really light blue and then some brighter blues. That is so pretty. I didn't think when I first started and I was struggling and splitting the yarn that I was gonna like it, but the more I'm working with this, the more I'm like, I just want to keep using this. This one is fun, and it is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So this next yarn that we're going to work with looks like a tweed. It's a really beautiful color. I must say, that is absolutely gorgeous. It feels like it's a wool blend. I'm going to use this 4mm crochet hook, and let's test this out. Okay, so this definitely does not feel like a worsted. This feels like this is probably a DK weight yarn. There's no way this is a worsted weight yarn. Let me make a few more stitches. This yarn doesn't have a ton of stitch definition, but I don't think it's supposed to. It really feels like this is wool. This feels like wool. I don't know if it's 100% wool or if it's a wool blend, but it really has that feeling, and that color is really beautiful. I like this yarn. I really do. If you like wool, I think you might like this yarn. Now, if you don't like wool, I wouldn't suggest this one. I can't wait to find out what this one is. This might be a fantastic yarn also to knit with. Very interesting. I know that my husband got this for me because he wanted to get a rise out of me. He was poking the bear right now because, oh no. No. Okay, it's okay. It's all right. Okay, I need to start over. All right, so I've untangled the yarn barf, and I just decided to get one of the old Furls Odyssey hooks out because it's a D hook and it's got the purple, so I thought that would be kind of fun. Now, my husband chose this. I know him, and he chose this because he knows that I don't really love yarns like this, so he wanted to get a reaction from me. But I'm trying to go into this with an open mind. What's interesting is that this yarn feels like it's got a tiny little baby bit of stretch to it, which I think is actually going to be a good thing for this yarn. I don't know if this is a scrubby type yarn. I have to be completely honest. He got this for me because he knew I wouldn't like it. So I tested the Red Heart Scrubby a couple of weeks ago for a Walmart crochet haul, and I did not like that yarn. And I have to say that this one, I like this one better. First of all, I can see my stitches better. Not that that really matters, because this isn't really meant to have stitch definition. But what this does remind me of is tinsel on a Christmas tree. Kind of feels like that. The color is very pretty and the sparkles are super fun. If this is like the Red Heart Scrubby, from what I learned from the comments, is that you're really supposed to hold this with cotton or something like that to give it a little bit of structure. But let me say this. Compared to the Red Heart Scrubby, I feel like this is almost a different animal. I like this one so much better. This one's got some stretch to it, which I do appreciate. Do I love the feeling of this yarn? No, I don't. I wouldn't personally choose to work with this, but I do think that this is better. At least for me, I like this one better than the Red Heart Scrubby yarn. So this next yarn is one that I feel like possibly I recognize, but I'm doubting myself right now. I don't think it is. At first I thought that this could be Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, but it doesn't feel like it. And this feels like a smaller skein. It's not quite as large as the Woolies Thick and Quick. I don't know, now I'm doubting myself. I don't know. But that was my initial thought was, oh, okay, this is Woolies Thick and Quick. But maybe not. You know what, now that I'm feeling it, it doesn't feel like it. So we're going to go with the 6mm. This is the new Fjord crochet hook. Ooh, this one feels nice. This is surprisingly soft. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the softest terry cloth robe you have in your closet that's like 20 years old. I have one that literally is probably 30 years old. I still have it. And it's so soft and I love it and I'll never get rid of it. And somehow this kind of feels like that. So I'm guessing that this has got to be an acrylic yarn. And it is, I would say it's a number 5 weight yarn. It's got some nice structure to it. This feels wonderful. I was not expecting this yarn to feel this nice. I thought that this was gonna feel icky and, but no. Ooh, this is so, it just reminds me of a sheep, but not woolly. Like very soft, very interesting. So at first glance, this feels like a polyester, like a chenille type yarn. It's a pretty color. It's a very vibrant green. It's really pretty. It feels very different than other chenille yarns that I've used in the past, but it's not shedding, which is good. I'm using the 6mm Fjord hook, and let's give this a try. I have found that with these type of yarns, the big test is, can you feel where your stitches are? I'm struggling here. And not because there's anything wrong with this yarn, but I don't use a lot of textured yarns like this. But the big test is going to be, can we frog this? Can we rip it back? Let's see. This is frogging surprisingly well. All right, now we're getting to the chains, and it's struggling a little bit, but that's kind of normal. There was a tiny bit of shedding I saw, but not bad. You can see it's gotten a little bit thinner in a few places, but that happens with all of these types of yarns. It's soft. It's not the softest one I've ever felt, but it's interesting. Look at this gorgeous yarn. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely stunning. I love these colors. So this looks like a tweed, or I don't know if this is considered a tweed or not, but wow, it's really, really gorgeous. This definitely feels like a number 4, a worsted weight yarn. It feels like it's acrylic. Yeah, I think this is acrylic. Maybe a touch of wool, possibly, maybe. And I'm using a 4mm hook. This feels very nice. It's very soft. So that leads me to believe that this is probably just acrylic. I like this. It feels really nice. I could see this with a blanket for sure. This would make a fantastic blanket yarn. I think this is acrylic. But of course, the minute I say it and the minute it comes out of my mouth, I doubt myself. I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know. I cannot wait to find out what each one of these yarns is. So yeah, this one's really nice. Look at this gorgeous cake. Oh my goodness, these blues, almost looks like a little purple here. This, oh my goodness, this feels incredibly soft. I think this is a DK, a number 3 weight yarn. This is just beautiful. Oh my goodness. I just can't get over how soft this yarn is. Wow. It's a little bit hard to see your stitches. That would probably take a little bit of getting used to. Boy, whatever you made with this would be so incredibly soft though. That is so, yeah, this feels so nice. There's not a lot of stitch definition here, but that's probably not the point of this yarn. It could take a little getting used to, making sure that you can see your stitches, but you can definitely see them. But this is incredibly soft. I mean, oh my goodness. And the color is very vibrant. It's a very pigmented, beautiful, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I'm having a hard time ranking these. I'm ranking them as I work on them. I'm putting them in order here on the floor. And oh my goodness, I have so many that are tied. This one is, oh my goodness. So we have the last yarn, and this is the one that I think is Woolies Thick and Quick. Although I've never seen this colorway before, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It feels like it, it looks like it, it's got the size, it's got everything going on that makes me think that this is Woolies Thick and Quick. So this is a very dark color, black and some grays. It's very pretty, not a yarn color that I would normally work with just because I can't see very well. Because I think this is Woolies Thick and Quick, I think that's a number 5 weight yarn. It's a wool, acrylic, and possibly rayon blend. This is what I really think this one is. I could be wrong, like I said, but I'm using this huge Furls Odyssey. They don't make these crochet hooks anymore, but this is a P. It's an 11.5 millimeter, and let's just see. And as I'm working with this, I am convinced that this is Woolies Thick and Quick. I will be shocked if it's not. Absolutely shocked. This is a fantastic yarn if this is Woolies Thick and Quick, and I really, really think it is. This is such a versatile yarn. There are so many amazing things you can make with it. But yeah, the more I work with this, the more convinced I am that that's exactly what this yarn is. It feels really nice, but it's definitely feels like it's got that little bit of wool in it. It's probably pretty hard to see, but it's got some decent stitch definition. This is just a fantastic yarn, got a little bit of stretch to it. There's no way this isn't Woolies Thick and Quick. Well, there is that little tiny doubt in my mind, but I really think it is. I'm really surprised. I honestly didn't think when I looked at this bag of yarn that I was going to like any of them very much, but I was surprised. I actually found some real gems, and I cannot wait to know what they are. I have just been handed the results, and to say I'm excited would be an understatement. So what my husband did, I think, was he got the labels and then just tied a piece of the yarn to the label. Okay, so let's see what this is. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is Yarnspiration's Karen Cloud Cakes. Yes, this feels like a cloud. Oh my goodness. So exciting. I don't get out much, okay? This is the kind of stuff that thrills me. Oh, this is Loops and Threads. Okay. Now that is very interesting. This is acrylic, like I thought. It's a bulky weight. Interesting. This is Charisma. I really like this one. This is so much fun. Oh, this is Karen Macchiato Cakes. Oh, it's beautiful. Another Karen. Okay. Oh, looky there. This is the Impeccable. This is Loops and Threads Impeccable. I don't think I thought that this one was impeccable. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But that's really interesting. And it is. It's acrylic. It felt acrylic. Not in a bad way. Okay, so we have another Loops and Threads, and this is the Flakes. Oh, how interesting. Okay, I need to know. Is this... Oh, what is this? Okay, so it's 79% acrylic and 21% polyester. Okay. I think that's what's giving it that shine here. Could be wrong, but maybe? And now this is a yarn I have never heard of before. DIY Glow Chenille. Okay, this is by Lion Brand. Is this a glow-in-the-dark yarn? What? No way. We're gonna have to see if this is. Okay, this is the Loops and Thread Squeaky Clean. So this is their scrubby yarn, I guess. I'll be honest, I like this one so much more than the Red Heart Scrubby. It's a polyester. Yeah, I like this one better. Okay, so this beautiful blue is the Crochet Socks by Yarnspirations. Okay, this makes total sense now. It is 75% wool and 25% nylon, so it gives it that little bit of stretch. This makes total sense that this is a sock yarn. Oh, it's a #1 superfine. Now that does surprise me. I could see it being a #2, but a #1, this makes sense that this is a sock yarn. I knew it had wool in it. Okay, the last two. I had a feeling that this was Woolies. Hi, it's me from the future. As I was editing this video, I realized that I went on and on and on about how I had guessed that yarn was Woolies. But when I was looking back through it, I realized, no, I didn't. I thought that was the Impeccable yarn. So I was completely wrong. I had zero clue, but it's just kind of funny that in the moment, when I looked at that label, I thought that I had been right. So I was clearly 100% wrong about that yarn. I had a feeling that this was a Woolies, but it's just different than the Woolies Thick and Quick. I feel very proud of myself right now. I did doubt myself though. I did. But I'm feeling a little vindicated. So this last one, I knew it. I knew that this was Woolies Thick and Quick. I've used it enough. I knew it was, so I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I was able to at least pick one out. That was so much fun. I hope you had fun with this Michaels haul and testing all of these different yarns, but make sure to enter the giveaway for the Furls Fjord hooks and also get your deal on your Craftsy membership. But I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe and happy stitching. Go buy yarn. Go buy yarn.
Okay. Okay.
Don't be funny. Don't try to be cute.
I can't help it.